Market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, please hit the like button. All right. Real world assets. We're covering that today. Also, this show is brought to you by my Patreon. The link is in the description down below. We have a store, which you do not need to be a member of, where we have a report of 25 altcoins that we think are going to be good for the whole cycle. Not a lot of money to perhaps get the coins. And here's a hint. It's very what I would call tech heavy. The name of the game in altcoins, is to find how to rotate from one sector to another. Yesterday, AI was down at the 62% retracement. Not doing much. Today, you have a fundamental announcement where you have 3 coins possibly doing a merger. Why? Well, decentralized AI puts AI in the hands of the people. Anything in the hands of the people is better than having it in the hands of somebody else, right? Okay, today, news and PowerPoint, which is going to have a little altcoin overtime flavor to it. And we are going to do live TA. People have been asking me this on Bitcoin miners, like the crypto equities, which, like I said, have not done a lot. Final word on the intro, red ink is your friend. And you're here, of course, to hear about Solana. They want to give you Solana at 180. Be polite and say thank you. Not investment advice. Red ink is your friend. They want to give you red ink in front of a solar eclipse. We'll go through some news to tell you what they're all wound up about. Every time a certain group of people gets all wound up about crypto, guess what? It's a buying opportunity. FUD, red ink, right? Because think about it. When has the FUD been right? When? Consensus last year. Every single panel on a multi-floor, gigantic building the size of 3 football fields, every single conversation is, oh, yeah, crypto's going to disappear. Crypto's going to be, there's going to be a regulation problem, Is there a problem? Yeah, there is a problem. The free market is more powerful than anything anyone else has to say. You cannot put lightning in the bottle. We will go over it. Red ink is your friend. Okay, let's see who's here. Megan going to be in and out. Welcome. Bull Runner is here. Joe Mike, welcome to the show. Jesus, Manuel, John, GF, Crypto Tilly is here. Sarah, Madrid, Duilo is in the house. Aiken with the Notorious love. Draco Velli coming to us on Twitter. GDL from Belgium. New York City Bull Riders. New York City Bull Riders. We will try to get requests. We will try to get all the requests in altcoin overtime. We will do live TA today. If you like the new look with the clothes, let me know. Let me know. Patriot Caveman is here. Okay, news. Let's go. Okay, by the way, before we get to the news, just remember the links for the Patreon store and Patreon are actually in the live chat and the description down below. Patreon helps me help you. Bitcoin slides after somebody rules that the government's Coinbase suit can proceed even as ETF inflows jump. Let me ask you something. Are you noticing that there's a whole bunch of headlines lately that people want to put the brakes on crypto? There was something about an exchange and now we're in court and, we have one government agency doing like a turf war saying, you know what? Ethereum and Litecoin are commodities. Then we have other government entities that are just not happy with crypto. We got to do VRA for Rudy and Ondo for sure. Peter S. here in Austin. Let me ask you something. Why are they so interested in stopping crypto? Because it's going to go lower or because it's going to go higher? Is crypto being challenged by people who believe their money is their money and your money is their money? Want to eat bugs? No, I don't. Okay. Remember, red ink is the day you remind yourself why you're in crypto. Now, some good news. Okay. Some good news from the European Central Bank. Okay. New board member says it can cut rates swiftly despite rising wages. How about this? Rising rates has not stopped inflation at the grocery store. Rising rates is hurting the little guy on things like credit cards and other places. So if you want to run a country and have the people not be completely miserable, perhaps you should cut rates. By the way, taking a look at housing prices lately, I saw a graph. Housing prices are falling out of bed faster than 2008. Local apartment complexes in Austin are offering 2 months free rent to come on in because places are not moving in. People are not moving in because the tech firms are not hiring. All the Fed or all these central banks need is some kind of price stability at the grocery store, and they're going to cut rates. And you know what? They want to cut rates before there's a problem. They want to cut rates because $70 trillion in government debt has to be reloaded or refinanced. All of this is crypto positive, right? The second they jam off, they let off the brake on this whole tightening high rates thing, crypto just goes. Now, a brief note before I get rolling on this. Let's talk about BlackRock. Standard Chartered Ethereum could hit 14,000 if ETF gets approval. So Standard Chartered is a European bank that loves the hyperbole targets. You know, they've kind of like taken over the big hyperbole targets and smart to release the hyperbole targets on a down day. When BlackRock comes into the ecosystem to tokenize everything, right? So obviously the real world asset projects in crypto are hot, right? So there's kind of a chase going on, even though when they do come in, I'm not sure that they're going to be using every little crypto project. You know, your Dusks, your Ondo, and your Ohm. Okay, I get that. But people may be missing that BlackRock coming in and tokenizing assets lifts the value of the entire ecosystem. So yes, it benefits the RWA narrative, but it allows for valuation expansion in layer ones, layer twos, right? Somebody's going to win huge there, right? The AI space in crypto is worth nowhere near what it's worth, say, in legacy. It's assumed that the AI narrative has levitated the entire stock market. So if you're in a railroad company, your earnings are going to be better because you're going to leverage AI. And I'm not kidding. That's the way they thought in the internet in 2000. And guess what? What's old is new again. So the valuation of crypto with BlackRock coming hasn't been fully traded. You can tell they're hitting it today, March 27th. Supermat, good evening. Wrong again, right on time, right? Somebody wants to look at the Litecoin trust inequities. I'll do my best. I mean, and again, there's also the future of money, right? So the future of money narrative, tech, anything that mirrors a tech stock, AI, real world asset. Don't forget DeFi and trading. And of course, Solana. I got a Solana chart that's got 250 for Solana. 230, 250. And we know what happens when Solana goes. It goes on a line. Why not? Right? It lifts the value of the entire ecosystem. That has not been traded. Now, naturally, the media is still bearish, thank God, right? Crypto's new clothes may not prove to be a good fit. the world's wildest market is borrowing the trappings of venerable institutions. Actually, the venerable institutions are borrowing the cool factor of crypto. So they can be cool or less boring or more attractive to just about anybody, particularly Gen Z. So again, the newspaper is bearish, thank goodness, right? If the newspaper is bullish, you have to be careful. Now, SBF is back in the news. So the theory on this, supposedly, is that FTX, lenders and depositors are going to get paid a lot more money than originally thought, because the value of the crypto assets has risen dramatically. Okay. So people are going to get paid more than they thought. And then that is being used by lawyers to argue that SBF shouldn't go to jail for a long time because he had no criminal record. All right. Two sides to that argument. Nobody in 2008 that literally blew up the whole world went to jail. Okay. This thing with SBF was kind of like a lot worse than that. 2008 was bad decision-making. This was like, fraud. The media is still focused on the wrong thing. Now, they're currently trying to throw the book at CZ in multiple places all over the world and Binance. Let the media talk about things that don't matter. What matters is, what is crypto worth? Speaking of that, this is funny. One red-hot cryptocurrency to buy before it soars 2,000%, according to Cathie Wood. Yeah, she's talking about Bitcoin. Okay. She's talking about Bitcoin. Now, if you have Bitcoin at 1 million, you've certainly got a very interesting world, considering Bitcoin at 150K would be worth more than all of Saudi Arabia's big oil company. Be that as it may, when it was dipping, I said this before the halving. I said this when they were killing it a week ago. Before the halving, before the eclipse, do you really want to say, I didn't do anything or I puked out my position? Now, you don't want to trade in choppy markets, but you don't want to let red ink scare you, because every time red ink scares you, there are buyers down below. There are people who have to buy $1 billion a day in Bitcoin. And then there's the whole Solana altcoin thing, which hasn't done much. And the trick and the trade with what I call the rotation game, which is what that report that's in the comments and in Patreon will help you with, is, when you need to do the rotation trade, you need to maybe take profits in what's hot and then figure out what's not hot and say, what happens if it gets hot? Where's it going to go? And is it on support? Yes or no? Answer for Solana, yes. Stay tuned for the charts. The rotation game involves you buying things that are not moving. Now, it's much more exciting to buy things that are moving, but if it's not moving, take a look at it. Take a look at it, for goodness sakes. 3 AI crypto firms are said to merge their tokens. This is the guy from Singularity, who's frankly the Steve Jobs of the space, as far as I'm concerned. And you've got Singularity, Fetch.AI, and Ocean Protocol. Gee, I wonder if a certain Patreon group like those cryptos. Huh? Nobody was talking about AI yesterday, and then you get an announcement. And then you put that together with BlackRock, and it's funny. They're selling the whole market today. How funny. How nice. Ridiculous. Let them do it. Take it from them. Okay, that's my new fashion outfit. Fidelity updates Ethereum ETF application to include ETH staking. Notice how Wall Street continues to push forward. Push forward. Despite whatever is in the headlines about people trying to slow down crypto. You are not going to slow down legacy pouring into this thing. You are not. You are not. Right? And you're not going to stop retail from going after RWA and Solana. I mean, I got the charts. Did you know the cat meme coins, which, again, in a certain report that we have out there, the cat meme coins have done well. There's still a lot of speculative juice in the market. It's just not in every sector. Guessing it's going to return to Solana. Solana. Okay, that is news. Let's see who else is here. Tony, Ashton, Traveler, welcome. Cat D, Llama, forget about it. Routine Cheese, SNX is bullish. You're right. So is all of DeFi. And you know what? Cosmos too. I got that chart. Don't sleep on some of this stuff. Wrong again. Got Velo writing this down. And don't let me forget to do, Curve. Curve Finance. We like it. We like it. Okay, let's go to PowerPoint. Okay, this is your market update. Okay, this is not investment advice. This show is brought to you by my Patreon. You can scan this very stylish QR code and get right on over there. Patreon.com/unhinged crypto. Help me so I can help you. This is the report inside the store. 25 alts for the cycle, including groups of 6. The key is to find the next magnificent 7 inside of crypto that you can ride and ride and ride for a trend that could last longer than expected. Everybody is like, oh my God, I got to make money right now, because it's going to go way up and I have to sell it before it goes way down, just like the last cycle. Well, guess what? Everyone is trading the last cycle. No, you got to trade this cycle, this uptrend. Okay, Ashton, yes, I have this particular outfit on for a reason, because of a funny thing I saw in crypto, right? People trade this cycle. Okay, yes, RWA is a hot sector, okay, but there's focus on the projects, there's focus on Ondo, there's focus on this kind of stuff like Dusk and Ohm. I get it. This stuff's going to do well. Momentum is on their side. But please don't forget that RWA levitates the entire system. The entire system. Speaking of which, a slightly revised roadmap for total cryptocurrency market cap. Somewhere in here, there's going to be a vertical ramp from 2.5 trillion to 2.8 trillion. And you know what? If we go to 2.8, what's another 200 billion between friends? Let's go to 3. Microsoft is worth 3 trillion. Apple is worth 3 trillion. Crypto should be worth 3 trillion. So that's going to be Bitcoin, Solana, ETH may participate, and don't forget Avalanche. And again, XRP. How about Litecoin at 400? But you think these things can't happen? You think XRP can't wake up and go to $1? How about Doge? Doge is like number 8 market cap, sitting just below resistance. Don't go anywhere for that chart. Anybody who thinks total crypto market cap can't go to 3 trillion, why not? This is the reverse of FTX. Back then, everyone's like, oh yeah, Bitcoin's going to 45 or 50K and everything's fine. And don't worry, steady lads, whatever. The catalysts were there. You knew it, right? You knew it. You just knew it. Everyone's like, oh, everything is all right. Don't worry, everything is all right. And when everyone says everything is all right, it's not. This is the complete reverse. It has been announced. They are coming. It has been announced. They are here with the Bitcoin ETF. And everyone's like, oh, crypto went down. I got to sell. Now I understand. It's not fun when your positions are going down. But when you look at this chart, I mean, do you want to not be involved if total crypto market cap goes vertical in the first couple days of April? Yeah, there can be some gymnastics because it's quarter end, but gymnastics can allow for opportunities. Okay, Solana. Notice a couple things. One, Solana has gone sideways. allowing this DeMark moving average, which is not like a 9-day or 21-day or anything like that. It's not like that. It's drawn by a quantitative system. So Solana's been sitting on this moving average, and then they dip below, and then they bring it back, and they stop everyone out, and they wear you out, and they bore you. And this is called a bird on a wire getting ready to fly when you sit like this on top of a moving average. This bird, if it flies, right, remember, Solana has a big technical point around 180 on the monthly chart. Okay? Big monthly point. So it's completely organic. You break the point, you come down and retest it. In this case, on a monthly chart, they're doing it in the same candle. But where is this thing going if Solana closes above 180? You close above resistance? This shows you could have 2 more up months. I mean, can you imagine 2 more up months in Solana? Where's it going? 230 or higher? 230 feels like the minimum. Okay, you have Solana versus Bitcoin. Want to play the sector rotation game? Chart your favorite coin versus Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana, depending on what ecosystem it is. Solana versus Bitcoin gliding towards the 38% retracement, which means if Solana bounces from current levels, it has a chance to dramatically outperform Bitcoin. Solana tactical, okay? 62% retracement of this last little rally in Solana is like 178. Okay, a hidden pivot support in Solana is also at 180. Okay, the upside target up here is close to 230. Now, if you go back to Bitcoin, if you want to know why the market is kind of down today, you have a 13 top on the daily chart of Bitcoin, which will pretty much guarantee you at least 1 or 2 down days. Normally it's a topping signal, but there was the 13 top here and they ran it up before they corrected it. So Bitcoin could be wishy-washy for a couple of days. So what? I mean, that's an opportunity to get a dip in alts and have alts eventually turn before big boy finally goes. Because I will tell you this, if you get a 13 top and you don't get lower prices, you get a 13 top and it doesn't go down, that's telling you something. So that's to be determined. But again, in Bitcoin, you have a head and shoulders bottom. Now let's talk again about what a head and shoulders bottom is. 3 attempts by the bears to push it down. Push it down, way down. Oh, that's it. I'm tired of you guys. They try to push it a 3rd time and bulls meet them. They take it through the neckline. Now, of course, everyone knows about the pattern. Everyone's trying to trade it. And the guys who buy high and sell low on a tactical basis are stopping everyone out because everyone's trying to get on the move to 75. And as is typical with bull markets, they make it difficult to do so. It's not atypical. Notice that Bitcoin is consolidating in an expanding range. I can't draw on the PowerPoint, but you can see instead of making a triangle, it's making an expanding triangle. And when you break out of expanding triangles, if you do so on the upside, it is giga bullish. Okay, Bitcoin monthly. Don't forget, month end is approaching. Hey now, there was a big monthly level at 59. It went down and tested 59. And then what did it do? It went back up again. You have already retested support. So, okay, you have 3 down days in Bitcoin. Who cares? You're going to have 4 more up months or 4 more months of stable to up. I mean, how is that not constructive? Like BlackRock is here for the ETF and they're coming in everything else. And as you can tell by the comments, equity market investors and crypto people and Wall Street are starting to spread out and they want the Litecoin, they want the grayscale Litecoin product or they want the Bitcoin Cash product. I mean, you think there's going to be less demand for this stuff or more demand for this stuff? Dogecoin, okay, cat coins have been outperforming a lot. Wen and Popcat, 2 of our favorites. Doge sitting here below 18 cents. Doge takes out 18 cents. It goes to a quarter. And here's the thing about all of these coins. This is like last cycle. When you have a tight consolidation right up against a resistance point, like right below it, when it goes through, it goes. In some ways, if you want to be a cowboy, you got to get involved, especially if it sticks right there. You got to get long before it pops. Like, do you really think we're going to have a crypto cycle without Elon and Doge taking this thing higher? Come on. No way. No way. Okay, AGIX, a classic example. Who was interested in AI yesterday? Nobody. Nobody. This is called the rotation trade. Consolidation just below a hidden pivot point at $1.17. Boom. Now, token mergers I'm not familiar with, but if this traded by itself, it can be $1.50 or $2. The valuation of this entire sector can expand. And remember, AGIX, SingularityNET, they have an entire AI-based ecosystem underneath it. So they have AI and metaverse coins. They have AI and DeFi coins. They have all kinds of stuff underneath AGIX. So, you know, and if you look at all these other AI plays like marketplaces for apps, bots, all this stuff, it's not priced right yet. Fetch.AI has been going up for 3 days, right? Along with ICP. $3.09, breaks out, returns. Again, there's a merger, but technically speaking, chart-wise, it can go to $4. The larger point, crypto's too cheap. Crypto's too cheap. It's too cheap relative to everything else out there, and it's too cheap given the news flow that understandably people don't really follow, right? Like if BlackRock brings everyone who has to trade with BlackRock, like Wrong Again is asking about SNX, right? I mean, do you think they're going to come into crypto and they're going to buy crypto and just let it sit around and not do anything? Or are they going to try to stake it or put it in some sort of protocol that has a reputation? Right? Goldman has already said that they've got a ton of clients trading crypto options. How long do you think these decentralized exchanges, how long do you think before the hedge funds discover decentralized exchanges or decentralized banking, whatever? Okay, Ondo Finance. So Ondo recovered since I made the chart. Anything above 86 cents consistently can lead to higher prices. This is the leader in the space. But as you can tell, like we gave Patreon this at 24 cents. So a good friend of mine showed it to me and I turned around and showed it to Patreon. And this thing is difficult, man. This thing was stopping everybody out for months before it went and it's doing it again. So I don't know if you have to be in a hurry, like wait until you get some solid technical confirmation. But you know, if it's a down day and they give you this in red and then it recovers above support, you can rock on. Just don't get over fixated by a super hot narrative. So GFI, right? This is in the space, the RWA space. It rockets up to this, what I would call the 1618, fib number, and then it stops. And frequently that level has stopped hot coins before. So it's $4.04. Now, if it gets loose, well, forget it. It can go to $7. But there may be a trade somewhere else. Okay, Dusk. Now, Dusk is different. Dusk is sitting here on top of support. Dusk is up when the market is down. So if Dusk comes back down when the market goes back up, that's a sign that Dusk wants to go to 90 cents or $1. Anything that's a hot layer one, yeah, man, they could be coming. They could build on that kind of stuff. Avalanche to me is the same way. Okay, DMTR. Now, a reminder, this is also a hot lower cap layer one. I'm not layer one, RWA play. Just remember, this is why sector rotation is important. If it goes from 5 cents to 25 cents, you're going to have venture capitalists and the project distributing to any latecomers, which is why rotation and quality is important, right? What is the Magnificent Seven? You want to chase? That's fine. Just don't get distracted. Speaking of chase, here is when perfectly acting through hidden pivot levels We liked cat coins. And there you go. There's your cat coins going straight up, reaching the hidden pivot target, which could mean it's time for Doge. You rotate out of cats to the big dog. Now, Popcat, wow. Popcat's being stopped by the 1618. You would expect that. But if Popcat gets loose, you could be talking about 56. Personally, I don't want to fade this stuff, right? But it may be time for Doge. There is always something mooning in this market, and catching it is hard. You're like, oh man, this is really hard. Yeah, man. You're the owner. You're a portfolio manager in your own hedge fund, and you're not going to get this overnight. That's why you watch the show. That's why you watch the show, and you eventually will get it. And if you got enough profits from doing the rotation trade right, meaning, you have your trading part of your portfolio, your HODL part of your portfolio. If you get the alts right, if you get the Magnificent 7 or the Magnificent 10, or, we got a full list of 25 for anybody who wants to go big. You get this right. Then when it is time, when they start cutting rates and there is kind of a general levitation, you can be there and play with their money. Cosmos, boring, right? No one wants it. Well, above 12.5, it's going to break out of a rounding bottom formation. Synthetics, Aave, Cosmos. Do you think no one's going to build on Cosmos if they got to bring all of Wall Street to the blockchain? This stuff to me is really, really underpriced. Yeah, somebody is saying I looked like a classic banker. That is a humorous joke on purpose. Okay, Jupiter. Okay. $1.24 appears to be support. Notice how they've really kind of jerked you around, trying to get a breakout, trying to catch Jupiter. This to me feels just like Solana, right? Sitting on support, waiting to go to $1.50 and then $1.90. I'm telling you, man, this Solana narrative could wake up out of nowhere, right? And if you're not positioned correctly, then you wind up having to chase it, assuming it happens. It doesn't happen. What's the worst case scenario? You get stopped out on a tactical trade, or you just have to wait. Raydium, some interesting Elliott wave, right? Once upon a time, I would go talk about Elliott wave, right? You would have start, stop. That's one, two. Start, stop. And then you would have start, stop. That's this other 1, 2 over here. And then sometimes you have a third start, stop. The more times you do the start, stop, the bigger the ensuing trend. It's called a three-wave. Like, you want to get in front of this if Solana goes to 250? I don't. Matter of fact, if anything, you'd want to find a place to get on it. 62% retracement of the last move up in Raydium is $1.81, and it doesn't even look like they want to go down there. But if they did, I'm kind of assuming it would be kind of Christmas. Ravencoin, the tokenization of assets for boomers, breaks out, comes back, retests prior resistance. The ceiling is now the floor. Okay, Marathon Digital. Okay, Bitcoin miner. Notice how every time it dips, there are wicks. Wick, wick, wick. Every time these stocks go down, someone is grabbing them. Where are they going to get all this Bitcoin from? The market still doesn't believe it. See, you're probably wondering, it's like, Bill, I've heard this from you before about the stocks. Yes, you have heard this from me before, but it's not just about the stocks. It's about the fact that they don't believe this yet. Like, people are bullish, people are participating, people are long, but they're not fully understanding what's happening here, which is the inverse of 2022. People didn't understand what a system-wide margin call would do to the ecosystem. Now, in this case, the announcements have been made. The capital is coming. There are going to be more announcements headed into consensus at the end of May, but people don't get it. People are like, oh yeah, people are going to get less Bitcoin because of the halving. This is bunk. Riot blockchain, again, wick down, come back, wick down, come back, wick down, come back. All it takes is 80K Bitcoin for everybody to wake up and go, this is eventually going to 100 and these stocks are underpriced. Because where are all the TradeFi guys going to make money in equities? You know, it's like, oh, I have a 5% dividend stock, or I'm getting 3%. I'm doing so good. Whatever. Okay. The all-time highs in these stocks are so much higher. They're so much higher than where these things are right now. People do not believe what is happening. And if they do, they're not positioned correctly, or they're trading scared. You don't want any of that. You just don't want any of it. Okay. And that is the PowerPoint market update. Okay. Let's see who else is here. Okay. YouTube intern Mog is calling up. Yes. Next pump could move it. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Okay. T-Bone wants to check out the small coin that's mirroring how I'm dressed. Maybe next time, right? There is something out there that has got my attention. There's a meme coin that has a joke attached to it for us legacy guys. It's funny. We're just not going to do it. We're not going to do it today because, you know, I have a small position, right? I have a small position and it's funny and I'm wearing the clothes for that particular meme coin, which makes me laugh. If you want to check it out, T-Bone's talking about it in the comments. Okay. Daniel J says sweater vests are a status symbol. Yes, that is part of the joke. Crypto Hoops says the dip could also be people paying taxes. Yes. There's nothing like buying off forced selling. Now, it's not like margin call forced selling, but if people have to sell to pay taxes, that eventually ends. That probably ends the first week in April. So if everyone's like sell, 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 sell for taxes, and then that is gone and BlackRock's coming in, who exactly is left to sell? Nobody. Like maybe Grayscale. Okay. Like it's Grayscale versus the planet. And Grayscale isn't even selling because they want to. They're just having redemptions because people pull money out of GBTC and pull it into the Bitcoin ETF. Now, if you don't understand that, that's okay. It's one seller versus the planet. Who's going to win? I don't know. I report, you decide. Pancakes and peanut butter is here. Welcome. Right? Zurich likes the new clothes. Okay, Routine Cheese. And I know Rudy is going to explode if I don't cover VRA. So let's do VRA and rock that. Okay, so VRA, like everything else, is down 5%. If you go to an 89-minute, like maybe tactical look, okay, share screen. Thank you. Okay. So what are they doing in VRA? Well, they're trying to scare you because they're taking out, they're testing this wick low here. Now, could they take it down here? Yes. Or it could be this. The shoulder, the head, and the shoulder. By the way, want to know where the head and shoulders bottom, where it looks the worst, where it looks like it's going to go to zero and never come back? This right shoulder. Now, you can't say that this thing is going to break out. You can't, you know, sometimes it can be dangerous to catch the falling knife. But you know what, people? Again, you got to shoot your shot. You got to shoot your shot. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to sit here and go, yeah, you know, it was the Bitcoin halving and BlackRock announced that the whole, you know, it's like, hey, mom, hey, dad, what did you do when BlackRock said they were going to hoover up the entire market? Did you get gig along for my college fund? What are you going to say? No, I didn't understand it. No, you do understand it. You do. It's just hard to process because you've never seen it before. No one's seen it before. But when legacy comes in, they're coming in. It's like the Fed, right? It's like the Fed. It's like printing, except it's just capital that just slowly comes into the market, allowing crypto to reprice itself. Okay, synthetics, right? This is a 3-day chart. So I can try to show the candlesticks, right? Also, note the Williams oscillator in synthetics. Very close to zero. Very close. That's going to be for tomorrow, actually, potentially, or today. A big move in synthetics is kind of on. God, look at this wick. Look at them get everybody out at 3.5. Now it's like afraid of 5. Why? Right? Why would it be afraid of 5 if this is what the chart looks like with Wall Street coming? I mean, you know, what moons on what day? Like, is it Ondo? Is it Jupiter? Is it synthetics? I mean, I'm not psychic enough to know what's going to go on what day. But when the whole market is down, if there's something that you like, please feel free to get busy, right? Please feel free to get busy. Okay. All right. We're going to do LTCN, and then we're going to look at some of the Bitcoin mining stocks. Okay, I'm still looking for LTCN. If not, I can do Litecoin itself. Okay, here it is, Grayscale. Okay, so yeah, to state the obvious, this is the bigger the base, the higher into space. I mean, how could it not be for Litecoin? Everyone's like, oh, I missed it. You've missed what exactly? You've missed what? Nothing. Nothing, right? If you do the Fibonacci speed, if you do the extension analysis on this, where you start looking and saying, all right, where can this thing go? Like, how crazy? It's what, I mean, this is like just absolutely breaking out. Absolutely breaking out. So this thing, like trying to zoom in, okay, this stock is now, that represents Litecoin in equities, is now at 33. The next target, the next resistance is 43. And the ultimate target could be 75. You're going to get in the way of this thing? Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's difficult to have to figure out how to like get involved in something that's moving vertical. And all I can say is, you know, if there's like a down day, you got to get busy. You got to get your hands on it. Because you don't know what can happen, right? If you go to things like BITF, right, on a daily chart. So these are Bitcoin miners, right? Gaps get filled. There's a gap from back in January, and they just filled the gap at $2. And this stock, right, had once traded at 9. And here we are selling it like there's no tomorrow. I mean, you know, if you look at MicroStrategy, which we've done, we've talked about this, you know, that if you sat around and you sold it when it went down both times, it didn't work out. Like, this is what Bitcoin mining stocks could look like in theory one day. Could look like in theory one day. A better shot wants you to hit the like button for the 300 Spartans and check out the Patreon link down below. Okay, Crypto Tilly wants to look at when. Yes, we looked at it. Okay. When is probably in a profit-taking zone. Unless it's going to do things that are like unbelievable, right? That was my profit-taking zone for when, and then perhaps rotate, right? Popcat still could break out, but again, I'm kind of interested in Doge, and I'm kind of interested in Solana. Let's take a look at Solana tactical, right? Let's have a look and see what's going on there. Solana down at 182, selling it with reckless abandon. ETH. Okay, again, down 3%. Everybody selling. Daniel J wants to look at RSR. Okay, this is what happens when these things that no one likes break out, right? This looks like nothing, but this is what the daily chart looks like when something goes from like less than a penny to over a penny. Now, should you buy this today? I don't think so. Okay. But you got to find the next one. Okay. This is Ondo live TA. Okay. So 0.86 is the technical level I'm looking at. Okay. 0.93 is another resistance point. But again, if Ondo gets going, it's going to go over $1. It's going to go over $1. Now, a lot of people want to come in and be long. Yeah, this could be the chain link of this cycle where it goes from top 100 to top 5. Crazier things have happened. Okay. Crazier things have happened. Okay. Let's see what else we got to look at here. Let's see what else we got to look. Somebody's saying Curve Finance. Curve. Okay, this is the 4-hour chart of Curve. This I think is a very good example of doing hidden pivot analysis. Okay. So when you see something that's down like this, you want to know, hey, if it really took off, what's the breakout level? Okay, there's a couple different ways of drawing this one. Let's go with this. Okay, if Curve is holding above 65 cents, because as you can see, doing hidden pivot analysis is a subjective process because you're trying to connect a low and a high to see where the next projected move could be. Could go to 75 cents, could go to 94 cents. Let's look at the daily chart to see what the zoomed out look looks like. And predictably, okay, here is the classic. Not exactly sure. Again, you're watching this kind of how to experiment with live TA, how to draw something and figure out where the critical points are like that. Okay, what is this? To me, it looks like a bullish downward sloping wedge. Okay, there are examples like Fetch.AI of what happens when you break out of a formation like this. And notice, even though you kind of had to dig in the dirt a little bit to find out where that retest was going to be, guess what? Breakout, come back down. And then, of course, you get your downward sloping wedge. And it doesn't even look like anything because these things were massively higher. And by the way, they weren't just massively higher just all the way back to 2021. I mean, before FTX started, Curve was at $3. And a lot of cryptos have unwound their 2022 down moves. And you know what? A lot happened. A lot happened. Tybor reminding you to hit the like button. A lot of cryptos have not unwound it. Okay. Steven says, Ondo took me out on a 3X. Yeah, man. This market, when it decides it wants to go, it goes. It goes. Okay. Wrapping this up. Don't let them shake you out. Red ink is your friend. Solana, 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 Solana. I said it 10 times. Okay. Watch out for that thing going to like 250 on a rope. Right? They're selling it today at 180. Everyone's giving up. Everybody's reading FUD headlines. Forget about it. Forget about it. Also, don't overtrade. Okay? Don't get hyper fixated on any one particular level to the point where you can't think straight. Also, the AI news today about 3 tokens merging on March 27th is a signal. You got to rotate. What's down? What's underappreciated? Solana. What's underappreciated? What hasn't moved yet? What's got the potential to move? What can I take profits in and maybe roll into something else? Don't take profits for the sake of taking profits. Take profits either because you think the move is over or because there could be an opportunity somewhere else. Okay, one for the road, Rose. Okay, again, they're smacking it pretty hard. Okay, messing around key support, sharing screen. Okay, I'm showing 14 cents to be an important level in Rose. All right. Now, somebody also did leave a super chat. I don't know if that person is here or still watching, about an important historical figure and a meme coin attached to that. And all I can say is great community. Guys, give me a catalyst. You need a catalyst in these meme coins. Don't question crypto. Don't question it because BlackRock's not questioning it. And most importantly, don't question yourself. You get help from me, you get research, you get Patreon, you get whatever, but you know what's going to happen here, and don't doubt yourself. This is Bill Noble. I'll see you next time.